Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm out testing the Action 5 Pro against the Ace Pro. The Ace Pro is a really popular camera among a lot of people, and tomorrow, actually, probably the day this video is out, the Ace Pro 2 is out. So that's going to be exciting to see. But today I wanted to test the Action 5 Pro against the Ace Pro, doing the same test as I did with the 5 Pro and the Action 4. And some people wasn't impressed by the update from DJI on the Action 5 Pro. They did some tweaking to the camera, but they also gave us the option to shoot in high bitrate. And now I'm shooting on high bitrate on both of these cameras. I'm sitting vlogging in my car. We're gonna do some sample footage in standard and high bitrate on both of these cameras, and you can tell me what you think. But how is the footage looking now when I'm sitting in my car vlogging? Yesterday, when I saw the video I was posting on YouTube, I might agree with some people, but vlogging to the camera, I actually do think that the Action 5 Pro looks way better than the Action 4. But how does it look now? I have face priority on the Ace Pro, and that's a great thing on this camera. I really love it. It's supposed to expose for my face. But how does the Action 5 Pro do side by side? We're going to do the same test. I'm going to drive in my car between 10 to 20 kilometers. The weather is crap today. It's extremely windy, but I'm going to drive and you can tell me what you think. There's a lot of discussion around bitrate and compression on YouTube and all of that, and I can agree with people, but I also think that bitrate is important. Like I told you yesterday in my video, I explained a little bit around the bitrate, and for people that are using their action camera is in activities and moving a little bit faster than usual, I actually do think that you can see a difference in the bitrate. But what a lot of people was really disappointed about on the Action 5 Pro was the details in the sky, and I have to agree with them. It looks a little bit washed out, but at the same time, when you look at the footage on the Action 4, it seems to be way too much, if you know what I mean. It's a lot of contrast and it looks a little bit burned out, the skies. Today, it's not that easy to see any details in the sky at all, especially when I'm looking at with my eyes. So I think that the natural look is the most important thing. It's great that cameras are giving us a little bit of effect in the skies, in the highlights. That can look good, but at the same time it need to be natural. But we're gonna do the test now. I'm gonna drive my car and you can tell me what you think. I'm gonna do more or less the exact same test as I did yesterday, driving at the same location. The weather is crap today, so sorry for that. It's extremely windy, but we're gonna do the side-by-side test and you can tell me what you think about these two cameras, which of them performs best, and if it is necessary to upgrade if you have the Ace Pro or the Action 5 Pro. So what do you think? Should we do the test now? It's going to be fun to see. I can't wait to see the footage. Let's begin the test. So let the test begin. And I just want to mention now, before we start the test, I can see on the screen on the Ace Pro that the sky is extremely detailed, and it's actually a fake image. It isn't as detailed as it looks on the screen, that's for sure. Just to make that perfectly clear to you guys, what you see on the screen on the Ace Pro isn't real. It looks maybe good, but for me, looking at the sky now, the clouds are more or less completely white. You can see some darker areas, but not as it looks on the Ace Pro. And I don't have HDR turned on the Ace Pro now. We're gonna do that also. But let's begin to drive and see how it looks. And it's extremely windy, so I'm using actually the DJI Mic 2 connected to the Action 5 Pro, and I just love that mic. It's just perfect. I'm gonna shut up now and we're gonna drive. And let's do the test with standard bitrate. And when it comes to settings, I have the white balance set to 5500 and the EV compensation is minus 0.5 on the Ace Pro and minus 0.3 on the Action 5 Pro. When it comes to ISO, max ISO is 800, from 100 to 800. I'm gonna shut up. Okay guys, I'm gonna mount the camera another place on the car. Okay my friends, I mounted the camera another place on the car in standard bitrate on both camera and normal and standard color profile. Let's start. And let's switch to high bitrate on the same place on the car. But just to be perfectly clear, what you see on the screen on the Ace Pro in the sky, that's not real at all. For me, the sky look, like I said, much more washed out, and you can see it now. Some people of course like this look, but it's not natural at all, because this isn't how the sky actually looks. It looks a lot whiter than on the Ace Pro, and this is without HDR on the Ace Pro. What I'm really hoping for on the DJI Action 5 Pro is an option to do something about the HDR look, because some people doesn't like it, and I can understand why, but it is what it is. So I'm gonna shut up now. High bitrate. Okay, one last test on the car. We're gonna mount it behind the car and see how that looks. So guys, this is the last test on the car. So what do you think so far? We are now in high bitrate. We're gonna do the exact same test. Just I'll place the camera on the behind of my car. And I just have to mention that this again, when I look at on the screen and you see up in the sky, that isn't for real at all. Trust me, it isn't. It doesn't look like that, me looking at the skies. Maybe some people like it, but that's not the real look. And this is without HDR on the Ace Pro. But let's do a final test driving on the car. But what do you think so far? Is the Ace Pro better, or is the Action 5 Pro better? It's all about preference, of course, but let's drive and see how it looks. Let's start, guys. I just want to mention one thing. I don't know if you can hear me now. I mounted the camera behind my car, and this is what I love about the DJI cameras. Using a wireless mic like this, so easy to connect, and the audio quality is really good. Hopefully it isn't any signal loss now, but it shouldn't be. I'm behind the camera sitting inside my car, but it's great that you can vlog and talk to the camera like this and have excellent audio quality without plugging a mic in. So let's drive high bitrate. I do promise, guys, this is the last test on the car, but this is standard bitrate on both camera. And again, the sky isn't for real. Trust me, it isn't. It doesn't look like that. It looks much more like that, but still, I think the DJI need to tweak it a little bit. But let's drive. Okay, guys, this is the last test on the car. We're gonna do a little bit of vlogging, as long as it doesn't start to rain. It's windy as hell, but it's gonna be really fun to see how the footage looks like. That's for sure. So this is standard bitrate. The camera's mounted on the back side of my car. Let's begin. Okay, my friends, this was the end of the car test. So what do you think so far? Everything was shot in normal color profile. We're gonna do a little bit of vlogging. Hopefully it doesn't start to rain. It doesn't look good at all, and it's extremely windy. That's why it's so good to have this one. But I can't use this if it's raining. So let's do a little bit of vlogging and maybe test the flat color profile on the Ace Pro. I don't like the flat color profile on that camera, but it's going to be really fun to see how the footage looks like. So and you need to tell me. So let's do some vlogging. As promised, I'm going to do a little vlogging test, and I'm actually holding the camera a little bit further away from me just because of the focus issues on the Ace Pro. It's one of the most negative things about the Ace Pro actually, is the focusing. You need to hold the camera almost 60 centimeters from your face to be in focus. But what I do love is the flip-up screen, of course. You can see yourself on a pretty big screen, but you also have the same thing on the DJI Action 5 Pro. Actually, a pretty large screen where you can see yourself. So this is high bitrate, standard color profile. What do you think about the image quality between them, and can you see a massive difference? Like I said, when we did the test in my car, mounting the camera, you can clearly see that the sky is a little bit unnatural on the Ace Pro. It doesn't look like that. It's more or less completely washed out. So I don't know if you prefer that look, that's fine, but it's not for real. So and I'm using the DJI mic too. Is just fantastic, especially when it's so windy. It's just excellent to use. So this is the vlogging test in high bitrate, the newest firmware on the Action 5 Pro, and soon the Ace Pro 2 is out. It's going to be fun to see how that will look like, but the battle between these two companies is just fantastic. Actually, it is. GoPro is more or less out, sadly. So we're going to do some recording and just some vlogging test here. It's really nice now, actually, autumn or fall, but now it's starting to get a little bit boring when you see that all the leaves are falling from the trees. It doesn't look that nice then, but the colors are beautiful. It's windy. Let me turn the camera. So I just done some sample footage just to see if you can see any difference. We are in flat color profile now, 10-bit on the Action 5 Pro and 8-bit of course on the Ace Pro with high bitrate. It's going to be really fun, as I said many times before, to see how the footage looks like. Hopefully it looks good. I filmed everything in D-warp, or the narrowest field of view on both cameras, because that's the look I like, especially when you're vlogging. I don't like it be too wide, but this is a good test in my opinion. With these two cameras, this is probably the best cameras you can get right now until the Ace Pro 2 is released. But hopefully DJI will give us much more updates to the Action 5 Pro so they don't lose the throne as the #1 camera. And just to be completely honest, I'm a big fan of DJI products. I've always been that. And the reason is quite simple for me, because their cameras and drones are always good, no bugs and freezes, and DJI seems to be fixing all of the issues with updates. They always do. Insta360 is a fantastic company too. Hopefully one day DJI or Insta360 can sponsor my channel. That's my dream, because these are such good cameras and such good brands. It's really fun to see how far they come with these small little cameras. But I just have to say that the Ace Pro is a lot bigger than the Action 5 Pro and Action 4. It's a lot bigger body, but at the same time it's not big in that sense. It's quite small. But I think for me it's important to do tests like this, because I just want to show people that the cameras are really good, and you necessarily don't need to upgrade each and every year. For me it's important to show my viewers and subscribers that this is what you have, and this is what you can get if you buy another camera. And remember one important thing: yes, I'm a DJI fan, but that doesn't mean I don't like other cameras, and all of my cameras are bought with my own money, so I can be completely honest and transparent. I don't have to fake it. And for me it's really important to show people in real world how these cameras perform, because I see a lot of bigger creators which produces excellent videos, of course. It seems to be way too polished in my opinion, because it can be easy to tweak it and shape it in the way you want. But this is a real world test, and this is what you get, because a lot of people are buying products based on others' opinions. And for me it's extremely important to be completely transparent, that if you buy it, this is what you get. Because I've done it before. I bought products based on bigger channels, and I was really disappointed. And that's and that's especially when it comes to GoPro, because GoPro has been failing a lot recently, sadly. I bought the cameras based on other people's reviews. It wasn't as good as I was hoping for. I don't say that GoPro is bad, not at all, but yeah, it's not on par with DJI and Insta360, sadly. So what do you think about this test today? Was it a good test? Did you like it? Did you like the look of the Ace Pro or DJI? But I just have to mention it once again, that the sky you see up there isn't as it is on the Ace Pro. It's brighter on the screen on the Ace Pro. It's much more punchier. It pops way more than it actually is. It is completely washed out. You can't see any structures in the skies. You can see some black spots, but that's it. So I'm not quite sure if DJI is actually washing out the sky. They're probably showing the sky as it is. Maybe they can give it a little bit more pop, but it isn't as bad, in my opinion. But that's my opinion. So image quality is the most important, and this is flat. I don't like to grade, but grading DJI footage is quite easy, and the flat profile on the Ace Pro isn't that flat, just some small adjustments. So if you liked the video today, why not give me a thumb up and subscribe? It means a lot to me. I put a lot of work into making videos like this, and my style of making videos is as what can you say, unpolished as possible, just because I just want to show these videos in the real world. As I said, this is what I use them for, For me, making studio reviews isn't the way to do it. I just want to show people that this is what you get. So yeah, give me a thumb up, subscribe, leave a comment down below what you think, and if there's anything else you want to see, let me know. And I'm not quite sure if I'm gonna get the Ace Pro 2, maybe, because I'm planning to return my GoPro Hero 13, so maybe I will buy the Ace Pro 2, or at least test it and see. It's gonna be fun to see how big difference it is between the Ace Pro and the Ace Pro 2, and what will DJI do with the Action 5 Pro. Do they have some plans updating this camera? I do think so. I think they have some firmware update plans just to even out the difference between the Ace Pro 2 and the Action 5 Pro. We just have to wait and see. So thank you so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.